In the world of Xiaolin Showdown, our heroes represent the Xiaolin monks, who hold the noble goal of collecting and protecting the various Shingon scattered across the planet. However, they are at constant ends with the forces of the Heylin, an evil organization comprised of many an evil wizard, warlock, and even scientist. All of this over the control of the elusive and powerful artifacts. Today, we're going to deep dive into the Heylin forces and villains of Xiaolin Showdown. It would be a disgrace to the show to not begin with Wuya, the ancient evil sorceress that originally battled Grandmaster Dashi. Wuya, the majority of the series, remains in her ghost-like form, supposedly a countermeasure that Grandmaster Dashi placed upon the box to limit her power, wherever she were to escape. Wuya once stated that she wrought havoc and destruction on the earth when humanity was crawling out of the mud, which leads me to suspect that she was far more ancient than even mankind. But prior to her sealing, she was a threat like no other, possessing abilities that, let me be completely honest here, border on Looney Tunes level of absurdity, and the Toon world is always gonna be this type. From reality warping to giving life to inanimate objects, they all require too many explanations for this episode. However, while in her sealed form, Wuya is nothing more than an aberration, able to phase through people and mildly influence them. And she can detect the Shingon Wu, Dojo being the only other notable character to have this ability. Wuya now seeks the Shingon Wu in order to replace her former power. Her desire for the Shingon Wu and world domination led her to none other than the next character on our Unveiled, Jack Spicer, evil boy genius. Jack Spicer could be described as perhaps the most relatable evil genius ever, craving world domination and showing the skills as he's bested the Xiaolin monks in many competitions. Although he's childish, Jack's intelligence is quite admirable. His constant adventures that could honestly have taken over the world in a more capitalistic way. Jack has a tendency to let his childish side rule over his goal to dominate the world. Several times, Jack has gone out of his way to exemplify the cliches of being a villain, whether creating his own patented evil laugh, or programming his jackbots to play his own theme music upon arrival. His creations not only feature the jackbots in their various upgrades and conditions, his patented flying backpack, they also feature the chameleon bot, which Jack once used to skillfully infiltrate the monk's temple and steal several of their Shingon Wu. To make up for his tendency of childish behavior, Jack hires numerous assassins and thugs to aid him against the Xiaolin monks in the conquest for the Shingon Wu. These include the honorable, robust ninja Tubimura, who despite his size is quite agile, able to defeat Raimundo and claim the Sword of Storms at one point. He also owned a chihuahua named Muffin Face that he had Jack Spicer walk as a method of payment for his services. A French mime that has the power of imagination and traps people in their own minds. Seriously, you're gonna have to watch that episode. And the beautiful and actual criminal Cat Nappe. Cat Nappe, as her name suggests, is obsessed with cats and a literal cat burglar, using cats both as her inspiration and as her minions, who by the way are genetically altered super kittens. Unlike Jack or Wuya or any of the show's primary villains, Cat Nappe seemed to have barely any interest in world domination. In fact, her main goal was just to live in the lap of luxury with her feline companions and steal whatever she wanted. Aside from the other numerous and hilarious hired thugs, there exists perhaps one of my favorite villains in all of animation history. Enter Chase Young. Chase Young is the mystic, immortal, dragon-devouring, lord of fallen warrior. Oh god, that's a lot. Chase Young is a force not mirrored by any others in the Xiaolin universe. The few individuals who host as much power as he are limited to Wuya in her unsealed form, Master Monk Guan, and Hannibal Roy Bean. Yes, a bean, but we'll get to that later. Chase is a very proud, narcissistic character, holding his fighting skills in high regard. He deems most other characters as below himself, showing no respect or even acknowledgement of their abilities. He boasts a rap sheet of superpowers to the point that he even states he has no use for the pointless Shingon Wu. He has defeated Omi, Clay, Raimundo, and Kimiko all single-handedly and at once before. He is able to levitate, move with inhuman speed, throw huge building-sized boulders, and Chase Young is skilled in most, if not all, of humanity's deadliest arts. Chase Young's pride of jungle cats are actually all-powerful warriors that were defeated by him throughout the millennia, turning them into large jungle cats after besting them in combat. Now they serve as his eternal defense. How does this seemingly young man possess such power? How has he lived for over thousands of years? Since the times of Grandmaster Dashi and even Wuya. It is because Chase Young made a sort of deal with the devil. that devil being Hannibal Roy Bean. He consumed the Lao Mang Lone suit, a suit made of dragons and dark Heylin magic, granting him supernatural powers, the ability to transform into an animal-human hybrid monster, and the most drastic effect of all. In exchange for his soul, he gained eternal youth, which resulted in the formation of evil thoughts and characteristics, twisting the former Xiaolin monk Chase Young to the darkness. But that's all the time we have for today's episode of Xiaolin Showdown, everybody. Tune in on the next episode where we detail the dark acts of Wuya in her original form and the twisted corruption of the world that Hannibal Roy Bean caused through the destruction of the Xiaolin.